Welcome into your 4th and 5 post game, sponsored by Ortho Arkansas. And once again, Arkansas falls to Missouri 28-21. And I always want to say this before I get into my quick thoughts post game. I always like to watch film first, but before I give some legit opinions. These are just things that I saw that kind of stuck out, that is, against this matchup. And it's going to start with penalties. 10 penalties for over 72 yards for Arkansas. And I really do believe, just based off how I would say chippy this game was. So many times after the players just seemed to be getting some type of scuffle, and it drew a lot of flags and really just seemed to get Arkansas off their game a little bit. I really do think that is Eli Drinkwitz because it happened way too often. It was almost like the coach said, hey, make this one personal. We want it to be a fight. Get a little chippy. Let's see if we can get under these guys' skin. And that wouldn't surprise me at all coming from a guy like Missouri's head coach. But obviously it worked. Penalties just was very unfortunate. That's when you start getting these holding calls, when you start getting these false starts, when you start getting these illegal formations. It really just puts you behind the 8 ball. I hate that we lost that battle. Just like I said, 10 penalties for over 70 yards. It's going to be very difficult to win a ball game like that. Obviously, turnovers, another one. The fumble that Taylon Green had. It's getting to the point now where you just have to understand and have better presence in the pocket. The reason that you're getting flushed out, the reason that you have to step up and run is because you're getting pressure from your backside. But it just seems like he just instantly forgets that he is under heat and is very loose with the ball and just having it out. And then that's when players come up from behind and cause fumbles. Hate to see that happen on tape. I will start pointing out a few things that I did like. I will say this. I think we had a good game plan coming in. These conditions, as you can see behind me, it's very cold out here, and there's a lot of snow on the ground. So we really had to establish a running game. And even after the bending going down early, Jaquindon Jackson came in there and played a great football game. We were physical up front. Now, as much as I want to say we have to keep our cool of not taking the bait when these guys get chippy, I really don't believe we backed down and no one got punked out there. I will say that was evident, especially when it comes to the running game. How many times were we able to get positive yards after positive yards after positive yards? But unfortunately, when we got into the third down, 3 of 11 on third down, that's just some of it. I do think it was questionable play calls. The other ones is just execution once again. Sometimes a couple balls thrown behind receivers. Other times just missing blocks. I cannot for the life of me understand how we continue to mess up slide protection. Like I said, I have to go back and watch the tape. But I would say towards that last drive, once again, Taylon just running for his life with these easy slide protections that we continue to miss up front. This one that I saw was on the right side of the line of scrimmage between Amarian Harris and Brian Braun. So those are just some quick little thoughts we have going on. 6-6 here on the year. Still a lot to talk about, a lot to review. Just trying to really quickly think about a couple things. Oh, yeah, when it comes to clock management, I'm sure I wasn't the only one that was trying to figure out maybe some questionable timeouts being taken at times, specifically the one that was taken at 2:18 before we had the 2-minute drill. Just put us in a very bad situation when we did get the ball back. I have to go back and look and see what happened on that draw play from Missouri that they went ahead and had that go-ahead touchdown. But questionable timeout taken there because situations like this, you're going to need those timeouts. It dictates the whole play calling. But I will say this, highlight of the thing, I really like the way the team responded once their captain, Landon Jackson, went down. And even though I really do think that Missouri tried to exploit that, that's why you started to see that run game get picked up a lot because he was not on the field. He is a really decent run-stopping defensive lineman, and you can tell we really kind of fell off as soon as he went out. But I really like the way that they played. They were all understood. Their guy was down, and you could tell they turned it up a notch as far as the passion is concerned. Another guy, Andrew Armstrong. I can't speak highly enough about this guy. Taking that big hit, hates taking himself out of the game. He hates it, but he almost couldn't even stand up. He may or may not have had a concussion. He definitely had his bell rung on that one play when you see he took that knee to the helmet. I thought he was done for the game, but he came back out, and even after overcoming a dropped ball, showed up big time on that 4th down to keep that drive alive for Arkansas. So I really do like that guy. And speaking of 4th downs, that's another one that I'm probably going to have to touch on when it comes to coaching decision. decisions, that is. There was a 4th and 3. We were in their territory. I believe it would have been 4-down territory. I would have liked us to go ahead and go for it on that 4th and 3. We ended up punting the ball instead. Like I said, these are just some quick thoughts. Please leave your comments so I can go ahead and review some of those. And 6-6 here on the year. If y'all will entertain me, what were your expectations at the beginning of the year of how many teams this ball team, or how many games this ball team would win? I said I would think 5 would be realistic, and if we can get to a bowl game, I think that would be surprising, and that's exactly what happened here this year. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like they didn't leave a lot more on the table, which they did. If you've been a viewer of this podcast, you understand there's a few games that I do believe that Arkansas should have won, just continue to make same old mistakes to put them behind the 8 ball. But I just want to know your thoughts. What were your pre-season expectations and how they matched up against the end of the year? And what bowl game do you want to go to? A lot of people speculating, heading on back down to Memphis. If that's the case, then y'all better gear up and suit up like me, because it's always cold down there at the Liberty Bowl. I really do appreciate y'all watching 4th and 5 all season long. Y'all stay with us. We're not done yet. We're going to have some special episodes coming up. We got some conference championships to talk about, and then we're going to really start talking about this playoff as all that unfolds as well, and hopefully start having some special guests joining 4th and 5 as well. If you don't want to miss any of that, make sure you subscribe. Please subscribe. I'll tell you, that's the best way to support this thing so we can keep this thing up and running. I really do appreciate y'all. And once again, I know it's the holiday weekend, and I know it's belated, but I will say this once again. I am very thankful for our viewers and subscribers here on 4th and 5. Y'all make all this possible. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you Monday for the breakdown. It's going to be a good one.